been a while since I did one of these. But first, I need a book. Let's see. This looks like a good one. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I haven't stopped reading. I just have stopped recording and talking about my reading, which some people probably aren't even interested in, so it's all good. So this is called Open. It's an autobiography by Andre Agassi, who was a top US tennis player in his day. And I had read about or heard about this book for the longest time. And there's a little bookstore, like a pop-up bookstore. It's on State, just south of the Lake Red Line station in Chicago. And they have books for like $4 or $5. So when I'm around there, I just pop in, and this happened to be there. So I picked it up. It was $5, and it was an amazing book. I really like autobiographies. If you don't like autobiographies or sports or both or books in general, if you don't like books, you're in the wrong place. If you don't like this book or these books, autobiographies about sports figures, you can just see you later. Have a nice day. But I don't know much about tennis. My father-in-law is a big tennis player, and that's kind of where I get any tennis knowledge from. But this book made me respect the sport a whole lot more. It made me learn about this guy's story. I remember growing up and watching him and Pete Sampras were really the two powerhouses in the male sport that were going back and forth. And this just starts from the start of when this guy was a young boy. He grew up in Las Vegas, and it goes through how his overbearing household, his dad who always wanted him to be perfect when it came to tennis, the story of battling through that and going through like not feeling like you were good enough for your dad, and also having some resentment towards the sport. It's interesting, he didn't do a lot of schooling and ended up going to just took different paths that really just focus on tennis in general, and you'll have to read it to really dive into it. I don't want to give anything away, but like, this guy lived and breathed tennis. It was all because of his upbringing, and it's an amazing story that just goes through his whole life, some bouts with some substance abuse, different stories about how he dated Barbra Streisand, and a few other people, mentionable names that you would recognize. It was written really well. It was super funny and sarcastic, but just a really good story that was hard to put down too. So you also learn a lot. Like, it's like a transformative type book of this kid that like really didn't have anything going for him in life other than the fact that he was really good at tennis. And then as it ends, to some of the things that he's been doing now that are just amazing. So if nothing more, it's inspiring, and it's a true story. And I have found myself watching the US Open this week just because I have more of a respect for this guy and tennis players in general. Pick it up if you want. If you don't, that's cool too. See you guys soon.